We are yet again pushing the boundaries of Planet Coaster 2's realism and seeing what we can do. And today we're featuring 2 recreations of the Incredible Hulk coaster, starting off with the Incredible Hulk coaster recreation by Fritz, an unranked and now builder in this community. And here they say it's a pretty spot-on recreation of the Hulk coaster at Universal Orlando. I love it at day and at night as well, since it's a very nice ambience and lights and light pack. I hope you like it as well. All right, very short and sweet. And just a reminder, this is one of 2 Hulk recreations that we're going to be looking at. So let's take a closer look at this one first. Oh! All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Incredible Hulk. We're definitely going to be checking this one out at day and night. I guess we're going to have like a little bit of a fun, I'm going to turn the light on here. A little fun mini contest, if you will. 2 creators have decided to, at least I believe, the other one is also inspired by the Universal Orlando Hulk coaster. So if 2 creators created the same thing, we could see which ones did what well and which ones could do which, you know, more accurately. It's a little bit of friendly competition. Pretty awesome to see. So let's ride the first one here. Definitely going to be checking them both out at day and night, but for the day view, we're going to be checking this one at front bumper. Now, I used to put the, let's take a look at the ride results. I used to put in the, like a video, a POV in the bottom right-hand corner for recreations, but they're never really timed as the right, like obviously the physics are different in-game than they are in the video, so it requires some editing. But then I started also getting copyright strikes for, you know, using someone else's YouTube video, so that wasn't very good. But I did a side-by-side, a frame-by-frame comparison of this creation to the real one, and I can't really fault anything. It's pretty darn accurate. Now, there is a problem. The coaster didn't work. I had to increase the speed of this launch because the coaster wasn't actually getting over the first inversion. So that's why it seems a little fast here. Yeah, it seems a little bit fast there, right? The track layout is good, but the coaster may be going a little too fast, but at its original speed, it didn't get over this inversion here. It just didn't have enough speed. So maybe I made it go a little bit too fast, but when I first booted up the park, the coaster was just kind of swaying back and forth as if it didn't finish the cycle. So a little bit unfortunate there. I don't know what happened. Obviously, I would assume the creator tested their coaster before sending it in, but when I opened it up, it did not work. So for me, the coaster is a little too fast. And while the coaster actually is pretty accurate, every coaster element is actually spot on accurate in terms of where it should be and what you should see. However, I think it's a little smaller than the original. I think it needs to be the same coaster layout, but with bigger track segments, in my opinion. And that way, it'll be not as fast, right? If that makes sense. So we'll check it out at night here and get the volume up a little bit more. Okay, here we go. Well, this view's not really working for me. Let's do chase. Yeah, that's a little better. It was a little too rattly. That's better. But I will say, like, every tunnel, every, like, fence, every support, it's pretty much where it needs to be, other than maybe, like, the lake area. Everything else is like where it should be. It's very, very accurate. Like I said, might be a little bit on the short side because of the speed issues that I was finding, so I don't really know what's going on there. But if you guys have the share code, it'll be down in the description below, unless the creator updates it. When I first booted it up, the coaster was just kind of wasn't doing anything because it couldn't make it over that first inversion. But I love it. It looks amazing on the outside. It looks exactly like the Incredible Hulk coaster. And I really appreciate this. So originally, like the original one has Incredible Hulk on this podium holding up a coaster car between 2 broken tracks, right? And you use the little mythology character instead. And I think that's like pretty darn close. Like it's a good enough. I would have loved to see you make the basic, the Hulk out of basic shapes. That would have been kind of cool because I definitely think you could create the actual Incredible Hulk if it would just take a little bit of time. Aesthetically, it's absolutely spot on. As you can see, it's got a little bit too much speed. And again, I think the actual proper fix to get this where it needs to be is, I guess, scale 1-to-1 size. I feel like in a 1-to-1 comparison, the coaster would actually be about 30% bigger. So all of those coaster elements, I think, just need to be slightly bigger. It's like you made it too compact, and as a result, the coaster doesn't really simulate as realistically as it would in real life. But it's definitely a hard thing to do. I don't envy the task at all. It's just more of an observation than a critique, if anything, because I'm thinking like, what's the solution? And that's what's coming to my brain. But like, if you look at it frame by frame, it's the exact coaster layout. There's just something that feels off about that, and that would be my observation there, is that I think maybe the coaster segments are too short. And when you originally booted up the coaster, it doesn't make it over the segment, and it just kind of goes back and forth. So in order to get enough speed to get over that, I had to increase the speed of the launch. So if we can, I'll just show you, load the park again, reload it, and here we are. Here comes the first coaster out of the launch with guests off a fresh load, speed up. But now it's going like more of a realistic pace, right? It's a lot slower, which makes it feel more accurate. But I don't know how it got opened and got guests on it if it couldn't make it around this inversion, right? So how did it pass the testing phase? How did that happen? I don't really know. So maybe I sped it up too much, but I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't my creation. Me speeding it up resulted in it actually working, but it also resulted in the coaster feeling too quick. So I don't know what this proper solution is. Maybe just increase it by 5 miles per hour or just shorten this inversion a little bit, right? And I think that might fix it. So overall, aesthetically, it's beautiful. I love the way you've carved out the cannon. I love the Hulk out front. I love the pathwork. I like the gardens. These buildings look amazing. Everything about it is just 5 out of 5, right? Just something needs to be tweaked here so that the coaster actually works and doesn't feel too fast. Certainly the best recreation we've seen in Planet Coaster so far, other than Space Mountain. Depending on how you look at it, I think the coaster is probably really accurate here. Most accurate coaster layout design we've seen in Planet Coaster 2 so far, and I love it. So what you did with these buildings also, I really like the aesthetic here. It's just made out of a bunch of basic shapes. These are basic shapes recolored and then added some corrugated metal to it, and I feel it looks very good. Really good job here by our first creator, Fritz, and welcome to the community. You are now a builder. And let's hop over to the second Incredible Hulk coaster of the day and see how that one fares. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our second creation of the day, the Incredible Hulk coaster created by ElementCore, an unranked and now builder in this community. And here they say, welcome to Banner Laboratories. This is my second project after the Velocity coaster. I remember that one. This area is not meant to be a 1-to-1 recreation of the land at Universal. But is absolutely inspired by it. Okay, the coaster, which you can download as a blueprint. Okay, so they have a blueprint version. Scenery items not included, makes sense. Is completely accurate in layout, launch speeds, and coaster heights. Universal Studios is a huge inspiration going forward on my projects, and so is this entire community. The lockers I used were from the workshop made by survival artists, but everything else was created by me. I hope you guys enjoy and leave any feedback. I'm also looking to improve. Best viewed at night, still beautiful during the day, and see how many Easter eggs you can spot in the entire area. Okay, put your Easter eggs down in the timestamps down in the comments below. Let's go. Okay, so if I understand properly from the description, they said that the area is not a 1-to-1 creation, but the coaster is. Is that correct? I'm gonna have to double check here, but from just a first glance on the exterior, the coaster is a lot larger, which was the feedback I gave to the other one. And that will be interesting to see how the ride experience is in comparison to that of the last one. So I think this is actually like a fun experiment or thought process to see if this actually affects the feel of the coaster. So let's give it a go, and we'll do it at night and then day. Okay. Whoa, we got some rock and roll. Let's go. I'm here for it. All right, very cool and interesting. I did not do like a frame-by-frame comparison to the original one with this one, but I can already tell that the layout is pretty much the same. A lot of the coaster elements are in the same areas, doing a lot of the same things. The block sections look to be in the same areas as well, but the coaster is scaled up to be a lot larger than the last one, and as a result, it did feel like a longer coaster experience and a little less jarring in terms of speed and acceleration. So I think there's things that this one's doing well, and then I think there's things that the other one's doing well. It's actually a really fun comparison. Let's check it out at daytime, and we'll do the chase view again, I think. Let's check it out. And there it is. I actually really like it at this time of day with the weather, a little bit of rain there, the way the lighting's hitting. It actually felt very realistic at times, and I was like, wow, it really goes to show what Planet Coaster can do and look like at times. That is amazing. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, the area created by the last creator feels a little bit more immersive and realistic. The fence work and the tunnels and all of the staff facility buildings were done better. However, I feel like the coaster layout on this one feels a little bit more breathing room, and as a result the coaster speeds felt consistent. The layout might not be exact over here, something felt a little off over there, but for the most part the core elements of the coaster are where they should be, similar to that, and it was said inspired by the Incredible Hulk coaster. So for me, that one rode a little bit better, but the other one definitely had some sort of issue where it wasn't making it over the inversion where this one was. But we can see that these coaster elements here are a lot larger, right? They're way bigger in scale, and I think that really helps a lot. So I think they're both doing things good, and I think they're both really awesome. I would love to see a little bit more of that, like, Incredible Hulk theming pushed a little bit more. The canyon could use a little bit more detail. We just have an arm here. I think there's room to improve on both, but then they're both really awesome. I can't really pick a favorite here today because I like both of them for different reasons, and I think that's awesome. We can like them both for our different reasons. Now, I think the benefit that this creator has here, saying it's inspired by, it does give you room to be more creative, right? You know, you could just go buck wild with it. You could just keep adding, and get further and further and further from that recreation if you wanted to, but then kind of say it, well, it's because it's inspired by. So maybe because you took that angle, it would be a little bit more fun to add more and more of that Incredible Hulk theming and get a little bit crazy with it as a result. The other one just felt very accurate to the layout and setting that the original was made in. So again, they both excel for different reasons. But this was fun. This was a fun thought experiment, and it was interesting to see two creators here, both inspired to create one of their favorite coasters, and that of the Incredible Hulk coaster from Universal Orlando. Very, very cool. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. What did you guys think of today's creations? If you want to download them and take a look at them closer for yourself, the Incredible Hulk recreation by Fritz, as well as the Incredible Hulk coaster by Element Core, their share codes can be found down in the description below. If you want to download them, give them a rating, and check them out closer for yourselves, there are share codes in the description. If you guys want to get your stuff seen and you want to submit it to the show, there's a submission form also in the description. If you guys enjoy the content, please do consider joining the Patreon program. All support is appreciated, or just give the video a like and a subscribe. That also helps a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye now.